Today on the table we have the Outcast 4S. I love this thing. It's one of my favorite bashers. I will always take this car out with me if I'm going out. It's fast, it's durable, super lightweight. You can do all the tricks with it. This is my shelf queen body. This is my basher body. I repair on it like Frankenstein. I got tape on the back, on the front, tape on the inside because this thing wants to crack and break. This is a pretty frail body. We busted up the front bumper, front shock tower, battery straps broke, fan on the motor, lower carrier for the shock. This also broke, but I run this car really hard. It's super fun. But in this video, I want to change the center diff oil. What I'm noticing is it's getting up on a wheelie and then letting back down because it's bleeding off all of the energy, all of the torque. It's bleeding off into the front. The front wheels are ballooning really bad, and then it comes back down. So when I first got the car, I could ride a wheelie all the way down the street, no problem. Now when I grab the wheelie, it comes down, and as it's coming down, you can see the front wheels balloon out, and it's just bleeding off everything. So 1 million weight oil in the center, and see if that doesn't do the trick and bring it back to life. So hang out with me while we do this, and we'll have a good time. Take this grub screw out. Then we gotta punch out this little holder here. That's good enough. Then we can move that up there. They're gonna slide the drive shaft out like so. There you go. Finally got that out. Drive shaft is just spring loaded. So it goes in one side, goes in the other side, it fits in. 2 screws here for the motor mount, and this guy here. So we take those out. So the 2 short ones go here, and the long one goes in the middle. Flip it back over. Little spacer here, you have to push that out of the way. So that slides out. It's a groove lock in there to groove it into here and here. Then you lift this tab up here, it says pull, and this whole thing should slide forward. So gotta muscle it up. Now we got it out. And now this thing should be free. And it is. So there you go. The 2 short ones were here, remember? And then the third one was in there to release this guy. So you have your motor and your center diff housing here. So it looks like there's 5 screws. Take those out and we should be able to get to the center diff. We're going to use this opportunity to use some simple green to clean it up a little bit before I open it and expose the insides to all this dirt. So now that all 5 are loose, we should be able to pull this right on off. And here you have your center diff. Nice metal housing. So these are super dirty inside. So my little tip is get you something that's slightly smaller than the hole and use it as a pick to try to clean it out. And then you could come back with the right size and get these bolts out. What you don't want to do is strip out one of these bolts because you can't get your wrench deep enough into it. So a little ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay, so we just got to take out these 4 screws. They definitely were held in with Loctite. You can see the Loctite in there. It's pretty stuck. So let's see if we have a trick for this. So get yourself a small washer and push it in right there underneath that, in this case, blue washer, blue filter. It's not a filter, it's not a washer. It is a spacer. You're gonna put it in there and just slide it all the way around so that you don't rip the medium. So that's that. We'll open it up. And there you go. It's not ripped on that side. It's not ripped on this side. So we'll clean this up, and we'll put some new lube fluid in there. 1 million's going in. So I'm happy with how that turned out. Clean to death. Now this all lined back up, we need to get some Loctite in there and get those 4 screws back in. We're gonna drop in blue Loctite. I don't know how everybody else does it, but the way I do it is just get a dabble in the hole and then put your screw inside of there. So I'm not gonna lie, looking at this pinion gear, man, I kinda wanna change it and go bigger. But what I have noticed is this little engine, this little motor gets hot already. So I'm not gonna change the pinion. I'm gonna resist changing the pinion out so that I won't have problems with thermal shutdown later. Man, being this close to a stock pinion, not changing it out, man, that's not like me at all. Just do the same steps in reverse. Push that bad boy back in there. It's a good mesh. Stock mesh, if you will. Don't do it. Resist. So we had a 5 back in. This thing is set up. I didn't change the pinion gear. I still can't believe it, but there's still a good reason why I didn't. Now we gotta get this female to marry up with that male, which is the back side of the transmission. So we just gotta slide that bad boy back in. Slipping it out. Perfect. You see it moving? That means we're touching in the back. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy hammer and wish me luck that I don't destroy this thing. There you go. Perfect. I heard it click in. Confirmed that it clicked in right there. So now it's back where it's supposed to be. So next step is to clip this guy back in. I tell you before in another video, I changed these battery straps. I broke 2 sets of battery straps, and I know other YouTubers have broke battery straps. So that hole right there is where that long screw goes in. It's just gonna slide in like this, between here and here. And slide in. Perfect. So we got that to slide in. We got this battery strap, which is aftermarket that I put in. I don't really like this either. I wish I had a Kevlar one. Kevlar? Kevlar. Wish I had a Kevlar one, but we'll work on that later. See that? I'm not sure what this guy is about, but it was just sitting there. If you know what this is for, let me know in the comments. I have no idea why we have that. This was not easy to take out. So wish me luck. I'll put it back in. Oh, much easier to put in. I just gotta get it lined up. Come on, man. That goes on that side. Yep. That bearing goes right. Is that bearing going in that slot? Bearing goes in the slot. That makes sense. That's not what's going on. Oh, bearing is still in the slot. Bearing in the slot. There you go. It's in the front. Just gotta line it up to the back. Perfect. So slot it, bearings in the slot. We're back in business. Put this in, push that down. Also, if you don't have a little magnet tray for like 10 bucks, I highly suggest you get one of these. Helps keep me organized. I usually use one for the inside parts, and then I have another one for the outside parts. It gets crazy. It is definitely zip tie time. Most times, your wires from the ESC to the motor are color coded, but everything here is black. I didn't want those problems, so that's why I didn't disconnect the ESC motor.